Okay, so not all of this knowledge comes from, well, some of it comes from nowhere. We'll talk about intuitive maybe later. But a lot of my knowledge when it comes to empath comes from me doing my own studying and reading. Right? So I wanted to provide a list of books that I've been going through or that I would suggest you go through. And as always, I am a servant of God, follower of Christ. So this will be through the Christian perspective, and some of the suggestions will be Christian authors. So the first book I would suggest is, and you can see it's dirty, and that there are lots of little notes in there. Is the Empath Survival Guide by Judith Orloff, MD. I would suggest this as a base knowledge about what it is to be an empath. I'm sorry, it's backwards. What it is to be an empath, and learning about your gift. Now, the second book I also use quite a bit, or you can see through all the um, little notes on the side, is the Happy Empath Workbook, the Happy Empaths Workbook, which is from Stephanie Jameson. Okay, so that is the second book I read when it comes to my gift. Now, I took a pause from after I read those two books because I felt like there was something missing, and started reading this book, Your Sixth Sense: Unlocking the Power of Your Intuition. And I'm going to butcher the name, but Belaruth Naparstek. Okay, so you can kind of see it. Apologies for the mispronunciation. But then halfway through, I realized that there was something missing when I was trying to meditate, when I was trying to focus and kind of just be in God's space, be in relaxed and trusting and open. So I paused on the empath study. So this is where I stopped. I will continue it. And I moved into some spiritual readings. So the first book I read, but I believe I read it out of order, is The Gift of Being Yourself. This is from kind of a Christian spiritualist perspective. It talks about the Holy Spirit as a friend, someone who you're vulnerable to, someone who you submit to, who you reveal your true self to, and who has the ability to change you. So really good book, David E. Benner. Okay, then I was like, I couldn't get enough of this. I really enjoyed it. I took notes about it. Maybe one. Sometimes I'll reference the book. Hopefully, if there are any more videos. So then now I'm at Surrender to Love. I haven't finished it, but it's a really good book. Like I said, I think I read it out of order. After I read these books, I do have another Judith Orloff book that I really want to focus on. 5 Steps to Physical, Emotional, and Sexual Wellness. It's the Guide to Intuitive Healing. So that is on my to-do list. Now, when it comes to me reading for spirituality or for kind of enjoyment and empath enjoyment, there are a couple of people that I would suggest. Both are more considered Christian spiritualists, or they're saints, right, in the Catholic Church. But the first one, I would suggest you just Googling and reading some, and they really feel my spirit. Teresa of Avila is one of my favorite when it comes to spiritualism and kind of feeling the soul. So I'll read a couple of quick quotes from her. May God protect me from gloomy saints. Okay? I don't know if that touched your spirit. Prayer is an act of love, words not needed. Even if sickness distracts from thoughts, all that is needed is the will to love. Okay. So Saint John of the Cross is another one, and both of these people were around the 15th century, 16th century. Saint John of the Cross They can be like sun words. They can do for the heart what light can do for a field. Okay. Another one from him, happiness is not a destination, it's a method of travel, right? This is St. John of the Cross, friar priest, born in 1942, and Teresa of Avila, born in 1542, and Teresa of Avila, 1715. So these are people in the past that are still speaking about love, and they're Christians, so and spirituality within you, right? And for me, these authors kind of refill me. Now, if you're interested in something outside of the Christian faith, which for me, I love doing reading and finding universal truths, but try the spirit by the spirit, as we say. I love Rumi, although for some they make them feel sorrowful, and I'll just read a couple because they can get kind of deep in your stomach. I feel kind of self-actualization when it comes to, my own belief systems here. So Rumi, 13th century Islamic scholar and poet. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Okay, raise your words, not your voice. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. You have to keep breaking your heart till it opens. Eesh. Okay, so that is Rumi. I have a couple of poetry books by him on the side that I read. I encourage you to do your own research. I don't know everything. As always, I wish you peace, love, and contentment on your journey and guidance through the Spirit of God.